Kellogg's Pep, the super delicious cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
And now, The Adventures of Superman. In a secret cave in the Black Forest of Germany, a Nazi chemist succeeded in dissolving a piece of pure, highly radioactive kryptonite, which had been stolen by Der Teufel, a brilliant but unscrupulous scientist. Teufel prepared to inject the solution into the veins of a young Nazi, who, in a short time, he said, would become an atomic monster, able to generate such intense power and energy within his body that the entire world, including Superman, would become his slaves. Meanwhile, an American military police sergeant named Bill Nelson had traced Teufel to an inn, from which an underground tunnel led to the cave in the forest. In a gunfight with the innkeeper, Nelson and a companion were wounded. And as we continue now at the American occupation base in a nearby village, a radio operator hurriedly summons Major Carroll, the commanding officer. Listen.
Major Carroll, will you come here, sir?
Yes, Corporal, what is it?
We've been getting a signal from Sergeant Nelson, sir. I think he's in trouble.
Well, what kind of trouble?
I don't know. I can't quite make him out. Something about... Listen.
Nelson. Calling. Base. Nelson.
There he is again. You hear him, sir?
Yes, answer him.
Base.
Well, I have, but he doesn't seem to hear him.
Well, try again.
South Central Zone 3 to Sergeant Nelson. We hear you. What's the trouble? Come in.
What's the matter with him? He doesn't answer.
No, he doesn't.
Need help. Wounded.
Says he needs help. He's wounded. Ask him where he is.
Yes, sir. Where are you, Bill? Where are you?
I traced
What was that? Something about trace. He said that before.
Teufel.
Teufel? Great Caesar, he's trying to tell us he's traced to Teufel. Tell him we heard him and ask him where he is.
Yes, sir. We heard you, Bill. You traced Teufel and you're wounded. Tell us where you are.
In.
In? Where?
Gottfried. Oh.
He said that...
Gottfried. He must mean Gottfried's Inn. I'll go there at once. Now stand by, Corporal. I may have an important message for you to flash to Berlin. Lieutenant Harris.
As Major Carroll and a detachment of soldiers start for Gottfried's Inn, Superman, unaware of this latest development, has made an important decision. After one more fruitless effort to find Der Teufel, the Man of Steel, in his guise of reporter Clark Kent, has just entered the office of Colonel Greeley, Chief of American Intelligence.
I've come to say goodbye, Colonel.
Goodbye? Where are you going, Kent?
Back to America.
But you're here on the Teufel story. You're not going home before we find him.
I must. If he hasn't been found by now, he won't be.
Nonsense, Kent. It may take time, but we'll get him eventually.
Eventually is too late, Colonel. 1 week more, even 1 day more, may be too late.
Too late for what?
To save Superman. And perhaps far more than Superman.
Save Superman? Oh, you're harping on that kryptonite nonsense again.
Believe me, Colonel, it isn't nonsense. Kryptonite is Superman's one mortal enemy.
Oh, come now, Kent.
Believe me, it is. And now Der Teufel has it. He's one of the most brilliant scientists Germany ever developed. And he knows the power of that kryptonite. He's trying to develop some sort of an atom man with it to rule the world.
An atom man, huh?
Yes.
Look, Kent, you're too smart a reporter to believe anything as fantastic as that.
Well, they said the atomic bomb was fantastic, too, Colonel, before the first one fell on Hiroshima.
Yes, but an atom man? That's too incredible.
I hope so, but I'm not at all sure. That's why I can't waste another minute. I've got to get back to Metropolis, where where a friend of mine is trying to perfect a defense against the kryptonite.
A defense for Superman?
That's right. So I'll be saying goodbye, Colonel, and thanks for everything.
Well, there's nothing to thank me for, Kent. I've enjoyed having you around. But have a nice trip home and say hello to the Statue of Liberty for me.
I will. So long, Colonel.
Goodbye.
Let's see. There are plenty of deserted offices at this late hour. Yeah, this will do. I'll just close the door. And out of these clothes. Colonel Greeley thinks there's nothing for
Superman to worry about, eh? Well, I know there is. Dr. Millison must find some defense against the kryptonite. That's my only chance to survive. There we are, all set. Up with this window, and back to Metropolis. Up, and away! Leaping high into the starry night sky, Superman streaks away to the west, across the continent of Europe, and out over the broad Atlantic toward Metropolis. Meanwhile, in a musty, dimly lit cave deep in the black forest of Germany, the dread menace which Superman fears is being prepared against him. On a rough bunk lies a tall, slim, blonde-haired young German. His eyes are closed and he breathes heavily, laboriously, his chest straining to its utmost as the breath rasps from his lips. A long rubber tube extends from a taped clasp on his forearm to a glass vial suspended above the bunk, in which the last drops of a thick, brilliantly green liquid are disappearing into the tube. Leaning over one side of the bunk, his eyes popping behind thick-lensed spectacles, is Der Teufel, his fingers on the sleeping German's pulse. On the other side, his face quite intense, stands the shaggy-haired chemist, Professor Milch.
How is his pulse, Teufel?
It is very rapid. But in a few moments, when the kryptonite solution is taken into his blood, it will recede to normal.
You say it will, but how do you know such an experiment as this has never been attempted before?
I am confident we will succeed.
You are confident. It is not your son who lies there, it is mine.
You offered him for this great service to the fatherland, and he pleaded for the honor. Do you now regret it?
Nein, of course not. It is just that now I'm afraid for him.
You should not be afraid. Rather be proud. For I give your son the opportunity of visiting such terror and destruction upon his hated enemies as is almost beyond imagination. But first, the great Superman will bow to him and do his will.
Yeah, that is good, Teufel, good. But why does he not regain consciousness? The solution is all gone now from the vial.
In a moment. The kryptonite is a great shock to his system. Remove the transfusion tube.
Yeah.
I will attach the converter so that when he awakes, he will be ready.
Yeah? That small square box you attach to his throat. That is the converter?
Yeah. It fits above the jugular vein. Now, this little switch here. When it is thrown, an impulse flashes to the kryptonite in his blood, rearranging the outer structures of the atoms. They rush toward his hands, on which he will wear the meshed platinum and thorium gloves I showed you. At that point, the nucleus of the atom is broken, and there will emerge from his fingers such a stream of energy that anything in its path, be it men or great buildings or even mountains, will disappear as if they had never been there.
Yeah, the theory I understand, Teufel. You need not lecture me as if I was a schoolboy. But so far it's only a theory. My son's life is at stake. What I wish to know, will the theory become a fact?
Wait. It begins.
You mean?
See, his labored breathing subsides. And feel for yourself how his pulse beat lowers.
Yeah, it appears normal now. And see his eyelids flutter.
Yeah. In the moment, Milch. In the moment, our atom man will be born.
Rigid with excitement, Der Teufel and Professor Milch bend over the tall, blond German youth on the bunk as the other Nazis in the cave crowd close behind them. We'll return in a moment for the dramatic climax of today's episode. In a musty, dim-lit cave in the black forest of Germany, where Der Teufel has injected Professor Milch's son with a solution of kryptonite, Teufel, Milch, and 10 other Nazis gaze down breathlessly at the tall, blond young German on the rough bunk. 1 minute. 2 minutes have passed since the youth's eyelids quivered, and he seemed to be regaining consciousness. Now Professor Milch's voice trembles as he says,
What is wrong, Teufel? Why does he not regain consciousness?
I do not know.
See how pale he is. But his pulse, feel his pulse. It grows so faint.
Yeah, I do not understand.
But why do you just stand there? Do something.
There's nothing that I can do. Everything seemed most satisfactory. He seemed to absorb the shock of the transfusion well. You saw yourself how his labored breathing subsided and his pulse lowered. Perhaps in a moment.
In a moment he will be dead.
Nein,
Give me no more words. Save my son. Do something, I tell you.
Restrain yourself,
Restrain myself. I tell you that my son is... There's no heartbeat.
There must be.
There's not. He is... You murdered my son, Teufel.
Impossible. Everything went as planned. My computations were exact. I checked them over and over.
You killed him, I tell you. You killed him.
Impossible, I say. Impossible. I could not make such a mistake. It is impossible.
Scowling, Der Teufel shakes his head stubbornly as he glowers down at the pale, motionless body of the young German on the cot. Is the youth really dead? And has Der Teufel's monstrous plot against Superman and all civilization failed? Or is the crafty and brilliant scientist right when he continues to repeat?
Impossible, I say. He cannot be dead. Der Teufel cannot be wrong. It is impossible.
What is the truth? Don't fail to hear tomorrow's exciting episode when we learn. Tune in, same time, same station, for the adventures of Superman.
Kellogg's Pep, the super delicious cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
And now, The Adventures of Superman. In a secret cave in the Black Forest of Germany, a brilliant but unscrupulous Nazi scientist named Der Teufel has injected a solution of pure kryptonite into the veins of a young Nazi, the son of Professor Milch. Teufel said that when the youth awoke, he would generate such tremendous atomic energy within his own body that the entire world and even Superman would become his slaves. Meanwhile, unable to find Teufel, Superman has returned to Metropolis, where a leading American scientist is trying to discover a defense for him against his mortal enemy, the kryptonite. As we continue now, in the musty, dimly lit cave in the Black Forest, 10 Nazi leaders crowd around the rough bunk on which Milch's son lies, pale and motionless. Almost 2 hours have passed since the injection. Milch, frenzied with grief, addresses the squat, scowling Teufel.
You have murdered my son, Teufel.
Nonsense, Milch.
See for yourself. He has no pulse, no heartbeat.
Nonsense, I tell you. Everything went as planned. I myself tested the kryptonite solution. My computations were exact. I checked them over and over.
Your computations were false. Your whole plan was mad. I should have known better than to put my son's life in your hands.
Restrain yourself, Milch. I warn you.
You warn me? Who are you to warn me? It's my son who lies there dead.
He will yet revive. He must live. All of the kryptonite was dissolved and is now assimilated in his body. Here's our last chance, our last hope.
Nine is dead, and you killed him. And for that I shall see to it that you too shall die.
You're a fool, Milch. You should know better than to threaten me. I said your son will yet live. But if he does not, then he died for the fatherland.
The fatherland? Who are you to speak of the fatherland? All that you ever did was for yourself, for your own selfish ends to gain power and money.
That is a lie.
It's the truth, and you know it. Was I not in the Chancellery the day that your first rocket bomb fell on England and you boasted to Hitler? You and I, Führer, will rule the world between us. You did not say Germany would rule. You said the Teufel would. I leave it to General Bromberg, who was present. General, is it not true what I've said?
Gentlemen, please, we cannot afford to quarrel among ourselves. There are too few of us left.
Then take this fool Milch away from me until he calms down. I must take
A fool, am I? Why?
Yeah, you are a great fool, Milch. And a disgrace to our noble cause.
I am a fool, am I? A disgrace to our cause. I'll show you murderer. There are allied soldiers in the forest who hunt for you. I'll bring them here.
What? Milch?
You'll pay for murdering my son.
He leaves the cave. Stop him.
He only threatens Teufel. He is grief-stricken. When he calms
The
down...
fool will do as he says. After him, all of you.
Nine. The light soldiers are all about. They will see us.
Then I will go alone. Quick, General, give me your revolver.
Nine. Milch can be trusted, I tell you. And he is our only chemist, a great chemist.
I tell you, the fool will betray us. Give me your gun.
Well, here it is.
Good. Remain here quietly, all of you. I will take care of the traitor and return. The boy cannot be dead. There is still a chance.
Rushing from the cave into the dense forest, Der Teufel furiously pursues Professor Milch. Meanwhile, summoned by the wounded military police sergeant Bill Nelson, Major Carroll and a squad of American soldiers have arrived at Gottfried's Inn, hardly a mile away, under the cellar of which an underground tunnel leads to the Nazi secret cave in the forest. After treating the wounds of Sergeant Nelson and his companion, Corporal Harry Marks, Major Carroll and an army doctor have just found Gottfried, the innkeeper, who lies faintly breathing behind his bullet-shattered bar.
Major Carroll...
Doctor, Gottfried's alive. Maybe he can tell us about the Teufel.
Yes. He's done for, though. You better make it fast. He can't last much longer.
Listen, Gottfried, you're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, I know. Tell me, Major, what will happen to my wife?
If she was working with the Nazi underground, too, she'll have to take the consequences.
Oh, but she was not. I swear it.
Your word is no good to me, Gottfried. Now tell me.
Listen, if I tell you where the Teufel is, Major...
Yes?
You will promise to be lenient with my wife?
I can't make any bargains with you, Gottfried, but I'll tell you this. My government wants Teufel badly.
If you help us get him, we might be disposed to deal more kindly with your wife.
Yeah, I will tell you. Listen, you know the road which goes through the Black Forest to the south of your camp?
Yes?
If you follow that road almost to the end of the forest, you will come to where it branches off. A wagon trail goes to the south, and a narrow foot trail to the southwest. For perhaps 5 miles on the foot trail is a small log house where the game warden lives. And there, if you make haste, you will find Teufel.
You mean that?
Yeah, he is there now. But you must hurry. Tonight he meets someone there. Tomorrow he departs.
You're giving me a bum steer, Gottfried. It won't do your wife any good.
No, I am not. You men have already looked through the inn and found nobody. I know I'm dying, Major. I think only of my poor wife now. But you must hurry, or the Teufel will escape from you again.
All right. We can be back in a few hours. I'll leave a car here, Doctor, in case you want to take him to the hospital.
Right, Major.
Lieutenant Harris, station a guard around the inn and hold anyone who comes here. Johnson, Henshaw, Cohn, get in the car with me. Take the forest road just beyond the camp, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
And step on it.
Speeding away from the inn, Major Carroll is unaware that the wily Gottfried has sent him on a false trail, and that a few hours' delay in discovering the secret tunnel under the inn may mean the difference of life or death to Superman. We'll return in a moment for the startling climax of today's episode. 30 minutes have passed since De Teufel left the secret cave in the Black Forest in pursuit of Professor Milch. Now, as the tall, gray-haired General Bromberg and 9 other Nazi underground leaders wait nervously around the rough bunk on which Milch's son lies, Teufel re-enters the cleverly concealed mouth of the cave.
Teufel.
Yeah, here is your gun, General.
2 bullets are missing.
You will find them in Professor Milch's bag.
What have you done? There are only a handful of us left, and Milch was our only chemist. And he was a great chemist.
He was a fool, and his stupid childish sentiment would have made him a traitor. This is no longer his son who lies here, but the future savior of Germany.
It is now you who speak like a fool, Teufel. This boy is dead.
He cannot be. I made no mistakes.
He is dead nevertheless. His heart has stopped beating. And when I placed a mirror to his mouth a moment ago, not the slightest mist came on the glass.
I tell you it cannot be. He must live. Every ounce of the kryptonite is in his body, and I can get no more. This is our last chance, our last hope to conquer first Superman and then the rest of the world.
This is no time to speak of conquering Superman, Teufel. Your stupid shooting of Professor Milch endangers all of us. The Allied soldiers will find him and extend their search for us. We must leave here at once before it grows light. But first, we'll bury this boy.
None. Yes, within him the kryptonite, the power to destroy our enemies and make me, all of us, such emperors as not even Hitler dare dream of being.
A dead youth has this power?
He is not dead, I tell you. He cannot be. Where are my papers, my computations? Here they are. We will check them again. Perhaps some small thing went wrong which I can rectify.
We will pay no attention to this madman. Weismann, Jodl, Schmidt, Keller. Take spades and dig a burial hole in the rear of the cave. Schnell!
Hey, you cannot do it.
If you interfere, Teufel, you will be shot.
What? You dare to speak to me that way to the Teufel? Now listen to me.
I will not listen to you. You endangered us in coming here with your crazy schemes. And now there are 2 less of us. If you must go too, it will be no loss.
But
Silence! Giselle Bormann, carry young Milch to the grave. Need not be deep, only enough to escape attention.
No, wait!
One more step, Teufel, and I will pull the trigger. All right, Giselle, take him.
No, wait. General, look.
Look at what?
Young Milch. See, his chest moves. He's breathing.
Oh, no, Victor, it cannot be.
It is. See for yourself. He breathes, I tell you, he breathes. And see, the color comes back to his cheeks. He lives.
Yeah, it is true.
See, all of you. My atom man lives. Young Milch lives. And now it is the end of Superman and of all who dare to defy the Teufel and the master German race. Ha ha! I have won! I have won!
His frog-like eyes shining behind his thick-lensed spectacles, his fat hands clenched triumphantly above his head, the Teufel chortles with maniacal glee as the slim, blond German youth on the rough bunk opens his eyes and breathes deeply, then looks around at the ring of excited Nazi leaders above him. Is this young German, in whose veins runs the pure, dissolved kryptonite, now an atomic monster, before whom the world, but first Superman, are doomed to bow in slavery or suffer utter destruction. Don't miss Monday's thrilling episode, fellows and girls. Tune in, same time, same station, and listen to The Adventures of Superman.
Kellogg's Pep, the super delicious cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
In a secret cave in the Black Forest of Germany, where several former Nazi leaders were hiding, a brilliant but unscrupulous Nazi scientist named Der Teufel injected a solution of pure kryptonite into the veins of a young German named Milch. Kryptonite, which is Superman's mortal enemy, is the most radioactive element in the world, Teufel said, and he promised that when young Milch awoke, he would be an atomic monster, generating such tremendous power and energy within his body that Superman and perhaps the entire world must acknowledge him as their master or be destroyed. For hours the youth lay in a coma. Finally, unable to detect a heartbeat, General Bromberg, leader of the Nazis, ignored Teufel's frantic protests and ordered a grave to be dug. But as we continue now in the musty, dimly lit cave, Teufel suddenly cries out.
Wait, General. Look.
Look at what?
Young Milch. See, his chest moves. He's breathing.
Donnerwetter, it cannot be.
It is. See for yourself. He breathes, I tell you. And look, the color comes back to his cheeks.
Yeah, it is true, Teufel. But how can this be? His heart had stopped.
It had not really stopped. But without a stethoscope, it could not be hurt. See, all of you, my atom man lives. Young Milch lives. And now it is the end of Superman and of all who dare to defy the Teufel and the Master German race. Ha, ha, ha.
He speaks. Come closer. Be quiet, everyone.
General Bromberg. Teufel, what is this?
His voice is so deep now.
How do you feel, Milch?
I feel strange. So light, as if I had no body. But I feel strong. Never have I felt so strong before.
Good. Can you stand?
Stand? Of course. Why not?
Let me see you.
All right. There, you see?
You do not feel dizzy?
No, I feel fine. So strong, as if I could carry all of you on my shoulders.
Good.
But why do you ask, Toy? Why do all of you look at me so strangely? What has happened?
Do you not remember the kryptonite?
Kryptonite. Ah, yes, the strange green glowing metal which my father dissolved and which you injected into my blood.
Yeah, you remember the rest?
Yes, you said it would make me an atom man. You said I would only have to hold out my hands and such a stream of atomic power would flow from my body that... No, it can't be.
It can be and it will be. You have now such power that no army, however vast, can stand before you. Not even Superman can resist you.
I have such power, Teufel.
You have, my son.
I can't believe it.
I do not believe it, Teufel.
I will prove it to you. First, the gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah. Here they are. Put them on.
What strange gloves.
They seem to be made of some meshed metal.
They are made of platinum and thorium. You must remember always to put them on before you touch the converter. Through their fingers will emerge the atomic power in your body.
They fit well. You spoke of a converter?
Yeah. It is that small square metal box attached to your throat. It, too, is made of thorium and contains a tiny electronic tube. When you turn the little switch, an impulse flashes to the kryptonite atoms in your blood. No! Do not touch the switch or you will explode all of us into nothing.
You can't be serious, Toy.
You will see for yourself. Come.
Where?
Outside the cave. You two, General Bromberg, and all you others, come with us.
Go quietly. There are Allied soldiers all about in the forest.
It's still dark, General. Follow me now. You will go to the top of the small hill just ahead.
But why do we go there, Teufel?
In a moment you shall see. As soon as we reach the top of this hill.
Be careful. The Allied soldiers may have heard the shots before and be searching for us.
You can stop fearing the Allied soldiers, General. Soon all of them will be the slaves of my atom man.
An atom man? You speak like a fool, Teufel. It is impossible. Fantastic.
So they said of the first automobile and the airplane and the telephone. And so they said of the first atomic bomb.
But an atom man...
I said you shall see. Here. Just far enough. All of you stand behind us.
Now what?
Now comes the demonstration of how the master German race, as guided by me, shall rise again to destroy all our enemies and rule the world. Yeah. Now, young men, you will listen to me and do exactly as I say. You are ready?
I am ready, Teufel.
Your gloves are on firmly.
Yes.
Let me see if the converter fits exactly over your jugular vein. Yeah. You have felt where the little switch is.
I know.
Do not touch it yet. You are facing us. Turn toward the cave below.
All right. What do I do now?
Now, turn the switch on the converter.
All right. There.
What happens?
That sound. My voice. What an unusual voice.
You are now an atom man. Your voice is the voice of atomic energy. The kryptonite atoms rush through your blood to your fingertips, where they will emerge in an unbroken chain of unlimited power.
What is that?
Point your hands at the cave, quickly.
Ja, Teufel.
As the slim, blond young German raises his mesh-gloved hands, a brilliant white light which seems to illumine the entire forest flashes above him. And then there is a tremendous explosion. What has happened? We'll return in a moment to find out. On a small hill in the Black Forest, a young German named Milch, into whose veins Der Teufel has injected the kryptonite solution, turned the switch on the small converter at his throat, raised his mesh-gloved hands, and pointed them toward a cave 100 yards below. There was a blinding white flash, which seemed to light the entire forest like day, and then a violent explosion. As we continue now, Der Teufel laughs softly and gloatingly as the young atom man, General Bromberg, and 9 other Nazis gape wordlessly at a great canyon-like hole in the forest floor in which giant trees are uprooted and tons of earth and rock flung wildly into the air have fallen to form new grotesque mounds in the darkness. Then Teufel reaches from behind the atom man to turn off the converter at the youth's throat.
Oh, well, gentlemen, what do you say now?
I cannot believe it, Teufel. Look, the cave is no longer there.
It is as if a giant bomb dropped or an earthquake. Did I really do that, Teufel?
Of course you did, my boy. Did I not say that you now have unlimited atomic power within your body?
It makes my head whirl. Well, I'll destroy all the Allied army camps. Come on.
Control yourself. It is I who give you your power, and I who can take it away. Do you understand that?
Yes, of course. I understand, Teufel.
It is I who will command, and you who will obey.
What are you getting at, Teufel?
It is necessary that this boy and I understand each other. Now, hear me, Milch. You will leave here at once and proceed to America.
America?
Yeah. You will go to America and take care first of Superman.
I'll enjoy that. He ruined many of our greatest plans. But how will I find him?
In Metropolis, there's a large newspaper called the Daily Planet.
I know the paper. When I studied journalism in an American college, we often referred to the Daily Planet.
Good. You may be able to secure a position on the Daily Planet. Tell them you will do anything. Sweep floors, anything. But secure a position on the paper.
Why?
Because the Daily Planet alone has contact with Superman. You will discover what that contact is.
I see. All right. When I have finished with Superman, what then?
You will then go to a certain address which is sewn within your right glove. You feel a label in the glove?
Yes.
You will find me there. If not me, then another whom you will recognize. I or he will give you further orders.
Make haste, Teufel. I see flashlights in the woods. The soldiers must be coming.
Yeah. Go then, Milch. Oh, yes. In America, you must not have such a German-sounding name. Let me see.
When I was at school there, I was Henry Miller.
Henry Miller it is, then. In your jacket are forged papers and a passport. You will proceed to the village of Neuheim, where you will board a train for Berlin. From there, arrangements have been made to take you to Metropolis by plane. Hurry now. The flashlights come closer. Oh, wait. Take off the meshed gloves. Pull the collar of your shirt about the converter.
All right.
Now go. Hurry.
All right. Wait. My father, where is he?
I hoped I would not have to tell you. When you were in a coma, he left the cave. He was mad with grief, thinking you had died. Your American soldiers saw him and shot him.
The swine! Where are they?
You will revenge yourself on them and on all their countrymen in due time, but first you must take care of Superman. Then the rest of the world. Go now.
Yes, I'll go. I'll take care of Superman. And then of all the United States.
Auf Wiedersehen, Teufel. Goodbye, General Bromberg. Goodbye, all of you. Hide.
Turning abruptly, the Atom Man plunges into the brush to begin his vengeful journey to Metropolis, the Daily Planet, and Superman. And so the first dangerous link is forged in the chain that may soon render Superman helpless. From now on, it's a battle to the death. So don't miss a single episode from now on. Tune in tomorrow and every day, Monday through Friday, same time, same station, and thrill to the adventures of Superman.